You're listening to The Collected Podcast, bringing you inspiration and resources to help you discover and live from your truest self. Follow along on social media at Collected Workshops, and be sure to visit thecollectedpodcast.com for show notes and to learn more. The Collected Podcast is sponsored by Clean Juice, a certified organic nutrition and wellness bar with more than 100 locations in development in 16 states. Learn more at cleanjuice.com.
Welcome to episode 49 of the Collected Podcast. I'm Michaela Hooper.
I'm Jess Biondo.
And I'm Tia McNelly. And today is a special day because we have the privilege of sitting down with our sound engineer, Jacob Early. Jacob is an impressive young man. I guess he's not so young anymore, but I've known him since he was 15, so he'll always kind of feel like a little brother to me. But Jacob has been so good to our community, and his family has had such an impact on our community. And so it's really cool to just hear him tell his story in his own words.
And this will round out our series of our team.
That's right.
Throughout this year, we've interviewed the three of us, and now you get to hear from our behind-the-scenes man who puts it all together and makes it sound much more beautiful than it really sounds when we talk. And so this was my first time really hearing a lot of his story, and I'm just so honored to get to be a part of it now and that he's a part of our journey as well. He was really a godsend.
Yeah.
So here is our interview with Jacob.
Jacob, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's so awesome to actually get to sit down and talk to our producer.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the other side of the mic this time.
Yeah.
It's a little weird sometimes. Yeah.
I know.
You comfortable?
I am.
Feel good?
It's like you guys aren't real.
Because you just hear us from the other room.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Oh
are.
my gosh, I love it. Jacob, you do a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
You've got lots of talents. You've got lots of gifts rolling. And so how do you balance everything?
Yeah.
It's a little tricky. Mm-hmm. I'm a producer. I'm a worship leader. I'm a songwriter. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. And so the production stuff takes up most of my time. Mm-hmm. And I've really learned over the last 2 or 3 years especially to just kind of recognize what season I'm in and kind of take it from there. Trying to achieve this perfect balance constantly is not really achievable. So just kind of recognizing if I'm in a busier season to just know that and kind of set kind of an ending point or a general ending point where I'd like to slow down and maybe rest and, because freelance is kind of like you work really intense for a really long time and then maybe you'll take a break.
Yeah.
But for the past 3-4 years, it's been like
Yeah, you've been super busy.
very intense and
Yeah.
not a lot of breaks. And when I go take a break, it's hard to relax
Yeah.
because it's like go, go, go. And then all of a sudden I'm
Yeah.
not doing anything. My wife doesn't love that, but
Just put that out there.
she's better at vacation than I am.
Yeah. But you have a little bit of Enneagram 3 in you, don't you?
Yes, my 3 is kind of my day-to-day.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, it's the achiever. So I love getting stuff done, but I don't love just getting anything done. I kind of have these dreams or ideas that I want to be working toward. So I don't want to just like get up and do busy work.
Right.
Probably to a fault.
Right.
But I have these things that I really want to achieve. Being able to express myself is probably one of the biggest things that I want to achieve.
Right.
Like if I can't express myself, then that's really, I'm talking creatively, it's really hard for me. Like I need to be
Right.
kind of working toward that and doing work that kind of, even if it's me helping someone else on their record, expressing myself through someone else's sound or helping them achieve what they're going after really fulfills me. But it's also spiritual. So in the last couple of years, like I've kind of defined more of my why. And especially with production stuff, I love recording the sound of people's lives. So maybe somebody has a batch of songs that they want to record and they ask me to help them. And I love coming alongside of their vision and helping them take that project as far as it can go and maybe even help push them beyond where they thought it could go.
Yes.
And so I don't really have this huge dream to build a studio or to be in the studio business per se, but I really love helping artists and I really love helping with songs. And it really, for artists and songwriters, it's so personal to write a song and to record it. And so to be able to come alongside them, it's just really tender and it's really meaningful to them. So it's precious and I want to come alongside them and help them.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of vein that I really love, is that kind of intense. It doesn't have to be emotional, but a lot of times it is.
Right.
It can be happy. It doesn't have to be sad.
Right.
But just helping them in that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then you put out an album recently, right?
Yep. I think it was June 2017.
So not that recently. But I still listen to it regularly.
It feels recent. They're still fresh to me.
Yeah.
It's called Honey Baby Keep Going Under. And they kind of all started as folk songs, but they're kind of folk pop.
That was so exciting when your album came out because, I know the process is different for everyone, but I think specifically for you, your songs do emanate so much emotion and tell your story in a way that's really vulnerable. Whereas I think some artists, there's still mystery to your music though, which I think is amazing. But I think like you really feel your heart in the story as you share your songs.
Right.
So.
And I kind of love writing that line because, I grew up, my dad was a pastor and my mom and dad were in ministry all growing up, and grew up listening to Stephen Curtis Chapman and DC Talk and all these. We pretty much only listened to Christian music growing up.
Yeah.
It wasn't until we moved to North Carolina that I kind of even really heard other music.
Yeah.
My music, I still kind of have that pop sensibility. So it's kind of in a format that is expected, but within those bounds, there's room for creativity.
Yeah.
I love music that feels satisfying, but maybe a little unpredictable at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
So even lyrically, I kind of have struggled writing a traditional song, where all the lines flow perfectly together.
Yeah.
I'm doing a little bit more of that now, just being married and lost my dad in the last couple of years, and my nephew passed away, and just have been through a lot. And so my songwriting has changed, and I am writing more kind of fluid lyric content. But in the past, I felt kind of disingenuous not because I hadn't really gone through anything in my life. I think I really hadn't gotten my hours in as a songwriter. I mean, I was really good at music, but I feel like now I kind of have something to say.
Yeah.
And so even when I sit down to write, it does feel more fluid.
Yeah,
and it feels more, because I felt authentic back then, but this feels like my truest stuff that I've written.
There's something about getting into your 30s too. I don't know what that is. There's something about like kind of coming into your own and being married too.
Yeah.
You've got
that helps.
5 kiddos at home.
Yep.
That's real life right
Very
there.
refining.
Yeah, right? How did you meet Amy?
We met at church.
Very good.
Yes. Yeah, my buddy Andy moved to Texas, and he was the worship leader at the church I'm at now. And so when he left, he kind of got me the job. I think, he was on the podcast too.
Andy Squires.
So I took over for him as worship leader. And we started dating in 2013 of March.
I remember that because we had sort of planted a church. Jacob and I go way back. I met Jacob when he was 15. And I remember you were holding this little tiny baby, and we were like trying to plant a church where your dad was pastoring.
Yep.
Or like a satellite kind of. And you kind of whispered to me, I think I'm going to marry this girl. And I was like, what? Because it was kind of a wild scenario. Do you want to kind of tell that story?
Yeah. My wife was married before me, and she was married for over 10 years, I think 12 years. And her husband got cancer and passed away in December of 2012. And so I had actually started at the church in summer of 2012. So I knew that they were creative. Her husband's name was Chris Underwood, and he was an amazing painter, and they both painted. And they had paintings in our lobby, and I just knew that they were really creative. And my friend Andy, who I referenced earlier, was really good friends with Chris as well. And so I knew these were people I needed to get to know. And so a few months after being at the church, they found out his cancer was really aggressive. And we had tried to get together for dinner a few times, but it just didn't work out. And obviously, when Chris got really sick, they needed space. And
Right.
so, yeah, it's pretty crazy. He ended up passing away in December, and she was actually pregnant with their third child. And they knew his name would be Benjamin Promise. And so we had been kind of texting and talking at church and kind of going out to lunch and hanging out with friends. And she actually called me when her water broke.
Really? I didn't know that.
It was crazy. So I freaked out because we weren't really dating yet. We were just kind of talking, getting to know each other. So, yeah.
And it was quick.
It was very quick.
Like awkwardly quick, probably, even for you guys.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in that moment, it didn't feel, when you're getting to know someone and maybe falling in love, it doesn't feel fast.
Right.
And we felt the Lord all over it. And so we had to learn really quickly that, it was going to be really hard on people that we were dating.
Yeah.
And, that was hard on us because it's not that we just expected everybody to be okay, but, when you're falling in love, you don't really want people telling you to not.
Right.
And that's kind of what it felt like.
I know that feeling. Yeah. My mom wasn't thrilled about our 2-month courtship either.
Yeah. You guys got married really fast.
Yeah. Less than 6 months.
And we didn't get married really fast.
Right.
Amy probably would have gotten married sooner, but I was like, hold up. I need some time because I was still living at home. There was a lot going on. It was a big life change, but I had so much peace about it. And I knew that it was right, and I knew it would be hard, and I knew it would be difficult and all that stuff. But I felt peace about it, and so I eventually told Amy that I liked her and I'd like to pursue a relationship with her. And I think that was kind of around that March, April time, right after Benjamin Promise was born.
Wow.
Yeah. And so since then we have had two after we got married in 2014. So we were engaged a year and we got married on Benjamin's birthday, March 1st. And so we kind of prophetically just kind of saw that as like our promise.
Yeah.
Benjamin Promise's birthday.
Yeah.
So just kind of holding on to the Lord and trusting in Him and just following that peace.
Yeah.
And knowing that it was going to be okay.
Right.
Because Amy was still grieving Chris. She still grieves Chris today. We grieve Chris together.
Yeah.
And so, after we got married, had a couple more kids and kind of helped fuse the families.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
A little bit. And I say families, but really they're my kids now.
You adopted them, right?
I haven't adopted them legally, but in my heart, they call me dad. They called me dad before we were married. And
that's awesome.
And I think if they were older,
Yeah.
It maybe would be different, and that would be fine.
Right.
But we did feel like maybe we just wanted to give them a little space, even with the name stuff, just to,
Yeah.
they've kind of taken the name on, last name early.
Yeah.
But that's been totally them. We haven't
Love that.
we've wanted them to, maybe get a little bit older before they decided
Yeah.
what they wanted to do.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So, yeah, it's been insane.
Yeah. And so then you mentioned that that you've experienced some loss. You lost your dad. Do you want to talk about kind of that experience and how that was for your family?
Yeah. So my mom and dad were both in ministry forever. And we moved here to start a church, and I led worship at the church for a really long time. Ended up leaving the church in, I think, 2010 or so, and left and went to another church. My dad ended up leaving the church he was at eventually, and they kind of started to go through a rough patch in their marriage, and that was really hard. So basically, when I got married, we had an okay relationship, but me and my dad, it would kind of be accepted and normal for him to do the wedding.
Yeah.
But he didn't end up doing our wedding because I didn't feel a ton of peace about it, and we wanted our pastor to do it. For not just because, my dad was in a rough spot, but our pastor knew Chris and knew Amy, obviously, and we just felt like that would be a good fusion to kind of like set us into the future with kind of the backstory of her life and us coming together.
Yeah.
So that was really hard, getting married and not having a great relationship with my dad.
Yeah.
And it's not like it was terrible, like he was loving and but just something just wasn't right. Maybe feelings of feeling alone. Like when you get married, you kind of want your dad to speak into your relationship. And I think it was hard for my whole family when we got together. I mean, it's what no one expected. It's not what I expected. But I kind of had this thing. I kind of had this unseen thing in me that I knew, this peace thing. So we got married, and it was hard not having my dad do the wedding. I was sad about it, but I knew it was right.
Yeah.
And him and my mom were kind of going through a rough patch, and he, I think, ended up leaving the other church he was at, and him and my mom got separated for a while. They weren't living together, and they really struggled for a couple years. Maybe it was 2 years. I don't remember. I think maybe it was like a year to 2 years they weren't living together, and they went to counseling, and they both got out of debt. They were in a ton of debt, and they had maybe over $100,000 in debt, and they moved back in together. And I think they moved back in together in the spring. They found a little house and started renting it. And then in November of 2017, so this would have been the fall after my album released, he had a heart attack in his sleep and passed away. So really intense. My brother-in-law, none of us had our phones on. So, well, they were on, but they were just on silent. So my mom was basically alone at the hospital, like trying to get a hold of people, and nobody was coming. So just the whole ordeal was really intense and really emotional and really terrible and sad. My brother-in-law ends up coming over to my house at 3 a.m. and pounding on my door, which was very hard to have someone open your door and say, "I'm so sorry your dad died." Tonight, and he had a heart attack and didn't make it. Like just totally devastating. He was in his 50s, and so that was really hard.
Yeah, for sure.
And it definitely changed me, just as a person. And I think I knew what grief was, just from like helping Amy grieve and us grieving him together with the kids. And
right.
But after losing my dad, I really had to navigate what it means to kind of be in love with God and have a family and have a normal job. What kind of normal job? And, allow God to use this grief somehow.
Yeah.
And so I just knew that I had a choice. I could grieve down the path of sadness and depression and that kind of dark thing, which I totally think it's okay to be sad and to grieve, and it's really important. But I think you can kind of set up camp there. Mm-hmm. And so I had to learn not to go down that path and to go down the path of there's more for my life, and there's more for my kids' lives, and there's more for my family's life. And we can kind of stay in that place of a heart that's full of resentment toward God for allowing this terrible thing to happen. But I've never really been that way. I've always been like, no, this is going to make me stronger. I'm rising up. This is going to make me come alive. I'm not going to let this be for nothing.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest things that I've learned and had to grow in since that.
How have you continued to cultivate that? Because sometimes I think with grief, people put a timeline on it and they're like, well, you've grieved this and now it's time to move on. But I personally don't believe there is a timeline to grief. Like you're saying you set up camp in that space of there is something more. God will redeem. He has redeemed this. Like something will come from this and I will rise up out of this. But how do you continue to cultivate that perspective? Like what are some things that you have found personally? I know I have to do this to keep myself present and like camping out in that space.
Well, a big part of that has been music. And so I just have this really tender thing with God that is, I call it like a worship gear with God. Like a lot of different people have these different things about how they kind of connect with God or relate to God. Well, I have music, and it's not really words. It's not about words. It's more about, it's just this thing that I have with music with God. And I think it's why I'm really good at what I do, because I'm always looking for that thing in music that feels special and feels like it has the Holy Spirit on it and feels not normal, maybe, and maybe like it breaks out of kind of the mold.
Yes.
And so, I'll be sitting at work and I'll just have this sadness wash over me. It's typically while I'm by myself and it's really hard. It's typically if I'm working on something I really love, because I feel this connection with God. Sitting there kind of, not that like doing work is fulfilling my destiny, but I do feel a lot of goodness in what I do. And I feel a lot of me fulfilling the destiny that God has for my life in music. And so sometimes when I sit there and I'm sad, I just will remind myself of why I do what I do.
Yeah.
And it is. And it really helps me kind of stay grounded. And that's just one way. I have moments that I kind of get taken under and I'm discouraged and I'm hard on myself, but I don't stay there.
That's good.
I don't allow myself, and maybe to a fault, kind of don't want people around me to either.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean there.
Yeah.
Don't wallow.
Yeah. And I kind of, one of my big giftings is encouragement.
Yeah, for sure.
And even if people don't really know I'm encouraging them, I love to encourage people.
Yeah, for sure. You're great about that with us, just as a team.
Yeah.
We really appreciate that.
Yeah, totally.
That you're honest when you need to be about things that can improve, but then like in moments when maybe we would overlook things going well, you speak into things that maybe we didn't recognize on our own. It really is a gift of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think I've had to learn that the honesty thing to attach to that, because I can encourage, but sometimes people just need some practical tips, or there's a time to be honest and real, and
right. And it's not necessarily discouraging.
Right.
No, but it can be.
To be help. Yeah, it can be for some. Yeah, it can be taken as discouraging. Yeah.
Right, but I always try to,
Yeah. Put it in an
be
encouragement
sweet
sandwich.
about it.
Yeah, you're sweet, Jacob.
Diplomatic.
I love it.
I want to be honest, but I don't want to steamroll people.
Yeah, that is exactly what you're good at, for sure.
But I can if I need to.
But I will.
But that's like with production stuff, I definitely can be really honest, but I typically try to ask people, hey, do you want my opinion? Because that, people, that's what they pay me for. They pay me for my taste.
Right.
Yeah. And so
what kinds of things are you working on right now that are kind of outside the realm of what's required of you?
Well, I am working on some new music.
Can't wait to hear it.
Of my own. It's kind of about the story of, it wouldn't blatantly be about getting married and having kids and being an instant dad, but it's from that place, and also about my family and my dad passing away and just that night that happened. And then my nephew also passing away last year. And so I have a song about him. It sounds really sad, and I think it is.
Yeah.
But I think I needed to write it.
Yeah.
And I think it's some of my best stuff.
I cannot wait to hear it.
I need a pop tune to kind of like balance it out.
Yeah.
And I think that there'll be a worship tune on there too.
Awesome.
So good.
Well, if you feel like it, since you have total control over what actually gets put into our episodes, we would love for you to share some of that with our audience if you feel like it.
I'll try to find one that's like a good, that'll maybe like fit the demographic of your listeners.
Love that.
Maybe.
That's awesome.
Maybe.
Maybe I'll let you guys preview it first before I just, take the sad acts to everyone.
I mean, like you said, I don't know if it always reads sad if you don't have the full backstory,
But I kind of want people to have it.
You want them to feel that with you. Mm-hmm. That's good.
I'm kind of all or nothing.
Yeah. So I think there's something really powerful though, like we were talking about earlier, the story, like knowing the story, and being able to feel the sad parts, being able to feel like the joy, in the story, is so important, because I think that's where we connect. And so I'm glad that you have taken that risk even in yourself to be vulnerable in that way, and commit to like putting it into song, taking the story and putting it into song, so that somebody will hear that and feel connection with it, who they have no idea of your story, but there's something in that, in the spiritual, that I think is so powerful.
Right. And I think that's one of our biggest, I wanted to say tool, but I think, you know what I mean? Like one of our biggest kind of assets is, what happens to us.
Mm-hmm. Our story,
and so I just think it can be good. It doesn't have to be just sad. In my case, in the last couple of years, it's been really sad.
Yep.
I'm not sad right now. I'm sad about it, but I'm not,
existing in sadness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've just I know that making those choices will set the trajectory of even my career.
Totally.
Yep.
But I think it's way more powerful to be honest than to be accepted.
Hang on, say that again. Sounds good.
Yep.
It's way more powerful to be honest than to be accepted.
That's good. It's very true.
And I think one thing that, in the art world, you can be really honest, but if you don't have the skill set or the experience to back it up, it can fall flat. Yeah. So
I think in any business, any sector, for sure.
And that's why I felt like on my first record, there were things I wanted to be more honest about, but I didn't have the experience. And I love my record. I listen to it all the time. I think with this stuff I'm writing, it definitely kind of lines up with where I am spiritually. Yeah. More, even though I'm not singing blatantly. Like if you listen to my music, you wouldn't necessarily know that I am a Christian. Yeah. But I think it's powerful that I am myself and I have that thing about me. Yeah. And I don't care.
Right.
You know, and I have the skills and the experience to back that up.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I think matching those two things is, you know, because if you just have one, like you listen to that music that maybe feels like too honest and you feel like you're reading someone's journal.
Right.
It just feels kind of forced.
Right.
And like too honest, where you would rather just hear them
Right.
sing a pop tune,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Well, I think that marriage is like really it's living from your true self.
Right.
And creating from your true self.
Exactly. And I think our true selves are morphing. And I think, you know, I want to morph with God. And what I believe about God now is not what I believe about God or myself 10 years ago.
No.
Yeah.
And I think we should always be growing.
Yeah. For
You know?
sure. Yeah.
So,
Well, and our like you were saying about our story changes us. Our story, it doesn't ever change our core identity. 'Cause
Right.
That's static, but it does very much shape us into who we are.
right.
So I wonder this, have like throughout your story and your journey, there's just been a lot of weird twists and turns.
Yeah.
And choices you've made, but you've been on this pretty direct path with your music and producing. And I just didn't know if there was ever a time when you kind of questioned the direction you were headed.
I've never really questioned that, but I have maybe at times questioned how I'm supposed to do it, and I definitely get discouraged. But I've never kind of veered from that. Like I know I was supposed to do music. I know that people are supposed to hear me lead
Right.
worship and to hear my songs and for me to help them.
Yeah.
But maybe short term, maybe I've kind of questioned the path.
Yeah.
I'm kind of loyal to a fault. So I stay places a long time.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
can see where that could kind of
you can,
make you question at times. Yeah.
Yeah.
right. Well, it's like maybe being snowed in for 3 days, watching too much Netflix.
But you're probably good with
hilarious.
that.
I'm very okay with that.
Yes.
If I'm not achieving something, then I'm like needing.
Really not achieving anything.
But if I'm not doing that, I want to be staining the deck. I want to be like fixing the water leak. I want to be.
Right. How does it actually work? Come to think of it, around your house with your wife Amy as an artist, and both of you are basically entrepreneurs and freelancers. Like how does that work for you? Kind of as we wrap up, like a picture of the logistic side of you guys keeping the peace and staying grounded and rooted in who you are. And
Yeah, my wife is amazing.
yeah,
She,
I second that.
yes,
Thirds.
she makes the world go round. And I don't say that lightly. You know, she's at home with the kids a lot, and but also a painter, and she has a wellness business, and so she has a lot of irons in the fire herself. And so we've had to kind of figure out how to navigate that. I mean, it has put a strain on our marriage. So we've had to learn how to connect and how to have all these businesses and be newlyweds and have 5 kids.
Right. No pressure.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, and I think even people forget how fast it's been.
Yeah.
We give ourselves a lot of grace,
Good.
but we do need help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's not easy.
Are you
And
guys good at asking for help?
We are good.
Good.
Yeah, we totally expect that people are healthy and can say no, because we will ask you to help.
Yeah.
And people tell us no.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
Can you watch our kids tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. I love your
Just
kids.
kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, Jacob, it has been so awesome having some time to just sit and chat with you and have you in the room with us.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's been good. Thanks for having me.
Yep, we're proud of you
Thank you.
for what that's worth.
Oh, yeah, I receive it.
Awesome.
So one thing I loved about this interview with Jacob is that you can tell his heart is to be honest and to be very transparent. in his story and in his writing. And so I know that was an encouragement for somebody who is listening today, that the level of honesty that was shared, I just know was for someone and will really will bless you and encourage you in your process and in your story. So,
and especially what he was saying about his process through suffering and suffering well and not avoiding it, but also coming to a point where you can recognize God's goodness through situations.
Yeah.
I think not many people have that healthy perspective. So that really inspired me.
Yeah. It was a really, really powerful episode, and I'm so grateful that that Jacob decided to come and sit and chat with us. You guys definitely have to check out his music, by the way. And we'll have links for that in the show notes. And be on the lookout for his next album. Sounds like it's in the works.
And here is a song from Jacob Early.
The bridge was closed, it was shut down. That's how my daddy died. In the middle of the night, I didn't get to hug him by the sound of pounding and 46 missed calls in the middle of the night. Daddy was a minister, but he didn't marry me. He lost the light of day somewhere along the way. It was your bad heart that made us bury you, but it was your good heart that makes me shiver out the dark. Just in my dreams, in the middle of the night. Daddy was a minister, but he didn't marry me. He lost the light of day somewhere along the way. It was your bad heart that made us bury you, but it was your good heart that makes me shiver out the dark.
Thank you so much for listening this week. As always, we'd love to hear from you. Send us an email at hello@collectedworkshops.com. We would love to pray for you. We would love to hear if this stuff is impacting you at all, or if you have any recommendations for future guests.
Yes.
Some of our most recent guests have been listener recommendations, which we are always so excited about.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Have a great week.
Thank you for listening to the Collected Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review. And if you like what you've heard, we'd love it if you would help spread the word. Check back here for weekly episodes dropping every Thursday. You can follow Collected on social media at Collected Workshops. Find the Collected Podcast on Patreon at patreon.com/The Collected Podcast. That's PATREON. Become a patron for as little as $1 a month to gain access to bonus content, early bird ticket sales, exclusive contests, and more. You can also find Tia at Tia McNally Notes, Jess at Spreza Foundry, and Michaela at The Creative Space NC. Collected proudly supports and partners with Flourish Kenya, a nonprofit working to prevent and support unplanned adolescent pregnancy in rural Kenya. Learn more at flourishkenya.org. Support for the Collected Podcast is provided by Clean Juice. Learn more at cleanjuice.com and be sure to check out their lifestyle arm at wellhappyandkind.com. Podcast recorded by Jacob Early. Music by Asaph Alon.